Well, hello. Well, hello, folks, and welcome. It is Wednesday and time to rank yet another puzzle game for the Game Boy. We have 69 games on the list with Godzilla all the way down at the bottom and Tetris all the way at the top. And this makes this game number 70. And so, as is invented tradition that I just arbitrarily made up, every fifth game we do something that I'm going to be a little more confident is going to be a sure thing, and this is a game I enjoy quite a bit. It's called Pac-Attack. It's also sometimes called Cosmo Gang the Puzzle. That's a whole thing. I don't actually know which version came first, if it was Pac-Attack first or if it was Cosmo Gang first. But anyway, let's jump right on into this. Here, it still says Etrian Odyssey because there's always something I forget to do. Hang on. Okay, Pac-Attack. Now, when I was getting everything set up, I played a couple minutes of easy. I'm going to jump into normally. I think easy might be a little too much. So we get blocks here. Both buttons rotate in the same direction. I find that a little weird. But when these blocks clear out, well, they clear out when you do like Tetris-style lines. And then you also have these ghosts. And the way to clear out the ghosts is to get Pac-Man to eat them. So you can only do that when the little Pac-Man tile shows up. And you see, there's sort of a... whatever the opposite of naive gravity is. Gravity that's been around a few times? I don't know. As you can see, there is a little meter on the side. And that fills up a little bit more each time we eat a ghost. Looks like maybe you get bonus points for, like, slamming the tiles down? Here, wait. I think I got a little bit more points for doing it that way. Of course, you also get more points for taking out a bunch of ghosts all at once. And I have made things substantially worse for myself here. Because he doesn't really eat stacks. Well, it's a bit convenient, though, because I think this might give us a chance to demonstrate what happens when you fill the meter. I totally didn't plan it that way, though. I should probably just lie and say that I did. Well, let's just kind of thicken things up a little bit here. Alright, so the meter's lit up now. That means this little fairy creature is going to come down and clears out everything below where it lands. Oops. Okay, that was 2 complete misplays in a row. Say this is, I mean, apart from the graphics being in one color and, you know, the sound being what it is, this is solidly comparable to the console version of this game. This is a good job on the port. And the majority of time that I spent playing Pac-Attack, I think was on Game Boy Advance, probably. One of those Pac-Man collections. I was aware of it when it was new, but I was too cool for it at the time. Boy, that ain't the case anymore. Yeah, a lot of this sort of boils down to being able to accurately predict what's going to happen when you sort of drop this particular piece in this particular spot. And that one guy in the corner is probably going to be there for a while. At least till we fill up that meter again. Seem to be dropping more ghosts. Definitely complicates things. I don't know how much harder it's actually making them. Sort of, this kind of falls into a similar category as a game. One game I've streamed on here before, but to my knowledge doesn't have a Game Boy port. It was called Pequeña. I imagine if you're playing this for the first time, the mechanics are probably a bit confusing and kind of seemingly random. There is sort of an unusually high number of, like, variables that you kind of have to account for as you're playing. It's sort of the thing you get with these kind of, like, would-be Tetris games where, like, they don't have the luxury of being as simple as Tetris, so they have to kind of add all these other little wrinkles and twists in order to just make the whole thing work. And so you end up with games like this where it's like, this is all good. There's maybe more going on than there needs to be. Yes, it is entirely learnable, like... that took out all the ghosts and also gave us a big bonus for clearing a bunch of rows all at once. And then I rebuilt the stack very poorly. And continue to make things worse. Oop. I forgot there. They only rotate in one direction. Kind of messed myself up. And then for some reason they play the can-can. I guess Lemmings really was a big deal. Like I didn't know. And then we're gonna hold out for much longer. Oh! We're definitely not gonna hold out for much longer if I keep making mistakes like that. It's also reasonably forgiving. And then the ghosts all fall over and laugh at you. And I didn't punch in a name, so it decided my name is Sky Kid. Okay, so what's puzzle mode? Oh dear. Welcome to puzzle mode. Why did they do this? You will receive a limited number of packs to gobble all of the ghosts on the screen. Before Pac-Man lands, you can change his direction with the A button. Can you smash through all 100 levels? Happy eating. Okay. Also, it's sort of this kind of thing. When do I get my pack? There we go. I don't remember if the other versions of the game had this. Truth be told, this doesn't seem all that compelling to me. There's 100 stages of this. It probably gets pretty nasty at a certain point. Like, yeah, now we have to... Oh, wait, we just do this. Well, I messed it up. Alright. Yeah, again, this kind of lacks the sort of the elegance, or the sort of... Oh, damn it. Yeah, I feel somewhat confident in just kind of assuming that not a lot of time went into sort of planning and conceptualizing this particular puzzle mode. Yeah, this ain't happening. And with that, I think we've kind of seen pretty much everything there is to see here. I mean, I will gladly play some more. I'm gonna play this on Hyper. This is what Hyper looks like. It starts you at level 100. That's kind of the same game otherwise. Okay, so things are starting to ramp up now that we've gone from level 100 to level 103. does seem like the game lets you buffer your inputs, at least a little bit. Nice. I don't know if there's any rule that dictates when or how often Pac-Man shows up. Which does complicate both. It does both of the things. Because, you know, how effectively you're able to kind of maintain the stack is sort of dependent on when you're able to clear this stuff out. When are we getting the damn... Oh, could you have been one turn sooner? Oh yeah, that time my name's Galaga. I'll take that. Let's just stick with hard. Where does that put us? Level 40. Excuse me. I wonder if the pieces do actually get distributed differently on higher difficulty levels. And it does feel like going from level 40 to level 43, the speed kind of ramped up the same as it did going from level 100 to level 103. Which is in itself strange. But at the same time, it does kind of feel like it's not as challenging to keep the board clean on this run. Kind of feels like only some of that can be attributed to my extraordinary Pac-Attack skills. But here we are. I guess if you wanted to make the game harder, and like there was nowhere else to go speed-wise, I guess the thing you would do is make Pac-Man show up less often. That would work.
Oh.
Well, I missed all those guys, but that was clearly on me. That one guy that I locked away in the corner there, he's going to be a problem later. Not yet. It's no big deal right now. But in the future, that guy's gonna get in the way. And also, the speed is actually starting to impose some pretty strict limits on what I'm able to do here. It's not quite Pac-Attack the Grand Master or anything, but you know. It's starting to become a thing. Alrighty. Oops. Oh. And now we're starting to do that thing where I try to input the buffer, try to buffer the inputs, and I'm hitting the button too early and messing up my own plays. Classic strategy. Oh, did it again. This. I don't think it's gonna last much longer than this. Especially if I do that. That time my name is Rabble. And I bet you very few people get that reference. I mean, I do. I'm familiar with Libble Rabble. Well, that's a bit of a deep cut. let's play on hard again. Said you could flip Pac-Man's direction with the A button. I guess that's exclusive to the other gameplay mode, but doesn't seem to do it here. Well, that went about as poorly as it could have. That's not gonna help. I guess I should wait until, like, it's the little icon in the corner there, the sort of the next piece that's going to drop down. It kind of blinks momentarily before it does. So maybe what I should be doing is waiting for that to start blinking before buffering the input, or trying to, I guess. Okay, how long do you give me till you give me my fairy? We need that fairy real soon. Oh, damn it. That's not a good move. Not a good move. Also not a good move. Oh, nope, nope. It'll do. Pistol. This time my name is Pistol. I mean, there's a lot of games that could be. Probably don't have enough time to play another full round, but let's go for just a few more minutes here. Yeah, I think you just gain an advantage for choosing to play on hard. Galxan. I'm assuming that's short for Galaxian. But anyway. Here it is. if this were purely a matter of opinion, I think this game would be top 20. Because I like it a lot. But let's start with one thing that I do have to say that I've noticed sitting here, which is that I played this game for 45 minutes total here, and had a great time. And I'm kind of good. Like, I am satiated on Pac-Attack for the time being. It may be a while before I come back to this. You know, every time I play this, I enjoy it, but I can't play that much of it. And part of that is, there's a couple things. One is that there isn't really a lot here. You have like the one game mode, you got the puzzle mode, and the puzzle mode's not very good. And so you have sort of your standard mode, and yeah, it goes until it stops. And I think that's kind of an issue with this game in general, is that it's very easy to sort of fall out of like the flow state with it, to fall out of the zone. And at that point, it just kind of feels like, well, just take a game over and start again. You know, like the idea of like really, you know, gritting your teeth and knuckling down and just really cleaning up the board and getting back on track. It's just kind of a pain in the ass. And so you start to, I don't know, it's a game that it's really good when you are in that zone. But yeah, when you fall out of it, and then it's just not that exciting. It just, yeah, like there's something about kind of the disparate elements of the game. You know, it's like, it sort of seems like a game where they just had to like keep adding on new mechanics to sort of make the existing ones make sense. And so, yeah, so like your Dr. Marios, your Tetrises, your Puzniks, your Money Idol Exchangers, your games up here in your top 10, like there's a clarity to their design. Maybe less so Mole Mania, but that's, you know, like that's got other things. Like Picross, very much so. Like there's a very clear sort of intent to the design. And, you know, not a lot of fat unless you play Mega Picross, which, why would you do that to yourself? So, whereas this, you know, it's like, okay, so the regular blocks clear if you clear a row of them. The ghosts need to be cleared by getting eaten by Pac-Man. Well, how do they get eaten by Pac-Man? Well, he kind of drops down and then turns around, and then he'll like hit the wall a couple times and then stop, but it's all about what direction he's facing and, you know, sort of what reactions happen before and after he moves by. And so, like, inevitably, this mess is going to start forming on the board, but if you can fill up this meter, then that can clean out a bunch of the mess for you. Yeah, it just... I'm looking for something. Here it is. Now, I was fully ready to put this game, excuse me, at least slightly above Rockin' Monster. Because, if nothing else, I mean, outside of that one screen where you had to read a bunch of text in front of that brick pattern, that was a mess, but for the most part, this game doesn't... It's easier on the eyes than Rockin' Monster. Which is, to be clear, like, kind of Rockin' Monster's probably biggest failing. I think in terms of not having enough going on, I think Pac-Attack and Rockin' Monster are kind of on the same level there. But, I don't know, I think this is a game where... Excuse me again, I just cannot stop yawning. I think this is a game where you kind of run out of steam quickly. You know, maybe that's just me. But the thing is, I don't know, I have this sinking suspicion that... Well, I was going to say that I understand the game better than most people. Maybe that's a little presumptuous. I think a lot of people are just not going to have kind of the patience to really get a grip on the basics of this game. You know, they'll get how to stack things, they'll get how to clear lines, and yeah, okay, and the Pac-Man eats the things, but then, like, sort of the more... The kind of cascading effects of the game, I get to see people really spending a lot of time. But that's a weird thing to complain about. I don't know. For me, this just seems like a game that is fun for a very short period of time and then quickly overstays its welcome. And, you know, and then you take a break from it and come back and it's fun again. Like, it's still a good game. It's just... Doesn't help that I'm talking about it like as if I can't stay awake. But I would ultimately say it's not as good as Rockin' Monster. Or Tetris Plus. Or Super B Daman Fighting Phoenix. Maybe better than Quirk? Did you know that you can just go around the bush? You can just go around it. That doesn't happen in Pac-Attack. It's our new number 30. It's better than Die Mouse. It's not as good as Quirk. Very fun game that just is best played in very short sessions. That's all I can really say. And if you have NSO, you already have this game under the name Cosmo Gang The Puzzle. It's a reskin, but otherwise the same thing. Congratulations, Pac-Attack, for almost making the top 30. And that's going to be me for this evening. I will be back tomorrow night with live improvised music, and I'll be back on Saturday with more music production. We'll be playing some more Sheeran the Wanderer and Adventure Island on Monday, some more Etrian Odyssey on Tuesday, and then we will be playing not a brand new, but a We will be making a new inclusion on this now 70 game list next week, this time at Ranking of the Game Boy Puzzlers. Until then, thank you for coming by, thank you for hanging out, thank you for watching, and as always, I am looking for the correct button here. As always, I do hope to see you next time. So bye for now.